I'm gonna change my life today. Yep.
Alakipi, second five for St. Pat Silverstream. He just gets hit here.
Makes the guy miss on the outside, cuts back inside. Caught! Nice catch by Latifi. Big stiff arm.
Yo, what's up everybody? My name's Hayes. I'm 24 years young and I live in Melbourne, Australia. As you've just seen from the title of the video and the intro, this video will be about how to change your life, or rather me changing my life and all the choices I make, all the things that I go through along the way. If I succeed, if I fail, you guys will see it all week by week as I'm going through it. I'm recording this now 7 days into what I've been trying to do in regards to changing my life. And I just want to say that, like, if you're watching this and you're in a place where you're unhappy, maybe you're depressed, maybe you're struggling, or maybe you're not, maybe you're just somewhere happy, comfy, and you just want to be better, this might be something for you to watch. And what I'm doing, what I'm going through, where I succeed, where I fail, and maybe picking from that. I don't care if you just decide to watch this because you want to see me fail. I'm doing this more for me, documenting it, putting that out there into the world. I want people to be able to see where I started, where I am here now, and where I got to weeks, months, years down the track. And that's the main reason why I really wanted to put this out. But anyway, before I get into the specifics of things, especially with what I did this week, I need you guys to understand a few things about me. So growing up, I was a pretty fit kid. I played a lot of sports, I had a lot of friends, I did well in school. Other people had high hopes for me. I had high hopes for myself. I dreamed I was gonna become a pro athlete, I was gonna be famous and all the rest, right? I'm a fast track a few years. I don't play any of those sports anymore. I got lazy, I got too comfortable, and you know, life did its thing. And I wake up one day, I'm out of shape, I got money problems, my fams is falling apart, get stood down from work. You know, everything that can go wrong is going wrong. In the end, I realized that I was dealing with depression for the first time in my life. Man, I was losing, to be honest, I was losing bad. I was getting my butt kicked, to be real. I'll talk about that in more detail. I want to do a whole full video on it and give real insight to what was going on with me and how I came through that. But anyway, carrying on with the support of my partner and my family, without them realizing it, I was able to come through all of that. And one day I realized, like, man, if I wanted to fight back, I could. So that's what I'm doing right now. Yeah, that's the whole reason for coming out with these videos and saying, like, oh, you know, how to change your life, because that's what I'm gonna do. You guys watching, you got no way of knowing this, but I know in my bones that I want to be successful in life. I got goals and dreams that I want to achieve, and I feel like I can do it. I feel like I'm going to do it. I want to live a life that I'm proud of. But so that was the first step for me, getting your heart set. And I think that's where it's at, right? Your desire, your passion, your fire, that deep motivation, that determination, it all comes from your heart and your will and what you want to do. Once you get your heart set, now you just got to get your mind and your body right. The start of this will be about me getting into shape. If you're asking yourself, why do you need to get in shape just to change your life? It's simply because who you are, how you think, how you feel, how you experience and interact with life, it's all affected by how healthy you are. The ability to respond to life in real time is all predicated on the fact that you're physically able to. I mean, that's it. But if you can't take that from a nobody like me, then go listen to all the successful people out there. Will Smith, he said, working on your body is the beginning of everything.
Go ahead.
I'm paraphrasing here, but Dan Locke says, if you're not healthy physically and mentally, there is no way in hell that you will be able to sustain the pressure and stress that it takes to be successful. Don't take it from me, take it from them. Or do you? That's basically why I'm starting with me, why I'm trying to get in shape first, why I'm trying to work on my mind. But now that you know about me, sweet, let's get to it. At a bare minimum, for the next 30 days, I will be doing 3 main things. As we go through this, I'll talk about what I'm doing and why I'm doing them and what my thought process is and all the rest. Let me just say this. If you're watching this and you're wanting to do what I'm doing, I think one of the most important things that people need to do for themselves, no matter who you are, no matter who you're listening to, no matter who it comes from, is always be informed. Don't just take my word for things. Do your own research, make your own opinion, and then ultimately make your own decisions. Don't just blindly follow what I'm saying. I'm not a healthcare professional. I'm not qualified in any of those things, but it's just what I think I know at the time. Anyway, spiel done. Let's get into it. Main thing number 1, fasting. Now, why am I fasting? A lot of people still don't know this, but fasting is actually probably the most efficient way possible that someone can lose weight. Talking about fat loss. People still kind of think that if you fast, you're gonna somehow end up dying, but that's generally not what happens. And those people who do fast usually look into it before they do it. Fasting is a great way to try and get your body back to homeostasis, you know, like natural basic level where you're meant to be at as a human being. You get into a deep stage of ketosis. Good practice to do an extended fast at some point throughout the year to engage your body in what's called autophagy, and that's basically when your body goes and when your body's going to look for nutrients like proteins and stuff, some of the stuff that it can't get from your fat. It will go looking at breaking down damaged cells, older cells that are like alien or foreign to your body. Where I get all my information from is a doctor. His name is Jason Fung. He knows what he's talking about, and he explains things that everyday people can understand. If you want to try fasting, go look at his work. I'll be starting this week with a 3-day fast and then 4 days of just regular eating. Then in the second week, I'll be doing a 5-day fast, eating on the 2 days. Then I'll be launching into a 30-day fast. And the reason I want to do 30-day fast is because a lot of books, a lot of research say that if you want to break a pattern, if you want to give your body substantial time to reset itself, to ensure that you break that cycle or whatever it is that you may want to be breaking, 30 days is kind of the number. I have terrible eating habits in terms of what I eat. In the last few years, I've just started eating a whole bunch of rubbish food, but that's basically why I'm doing it, because I've got a lot of fat on me. I reckon I'm probably between 30 and 40% fat right now, and that's not good. You know, it's not healthy. But basically what I'll be doing is what's called a water fast, where I'm not taking any kind of other nutrients into my body except water. There's a couple of things that I will be taking into my system that is not water, but they don't break your fast, and they're just there to assist the process. One of them being pink Himalayan salt. I'll be taking that with a glass of warm water every day, once in the morning. Tastes like drinking warm seawater. Lots of it's not nice. So why we're drinking pink Himalayan salt with water? Because pink Himalayan salt is full of, you know, minerals, sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium. Obviously, when you're drinking a lot of water and not taking any food, your body might not be able to get all the nutrients it needs just from your fat alone. It's important to keep things like essential nutrients up, like your minerals. When you're deficient in it, you start getting headaches, feel dizzy, you get confused, you know, a lot of exhaustion, fatigue. And when you're doing high intensity exercise, those minerals become depleted. So that's why they always say on ads and stuff, it's important to replenish your electrolytes. Can I help you? Wondering, he's like, who the hell are you talking to? Talking to myself, man. It doesn't taste nice, but it's something that is, you know, highly worth doing. The other thing I will be doing is taking 2 teaspoons or 2 pretty big teaspoons of apple cider vinegar every night. That lights my taste buds on fire. And I like vinegar. It's like I think this is like the most sour lolly you can have. That's pretty much it, because I haven't eaten anything all day, so the taste buds are like raw. Main thing number 2, training. In regards to training, I'm training twice a day for a number of reasons. It's not just for physical exercise. One, I'm heavily into mixed martial arts right now. I've always been into mixed martial arts, but it fell by the wayside. I had to choose other sports, and I was trying to make it in other sports, so they were kind of counterproductive with the way my body would develop in those sports. For example, playing rugby league, you need to be a big heavy guy and have a bit more fat on you for the large mass body to body contact, whereas for martial arts you kind of need to be a lot leaner, and it pays to be a smaller guy, especially for me and my frame. At the weight that I was at playing rugby, I would be fighting guys several feet taller than me. So to get to why I'm training twice a day, I'm not training to kill myself. I'm training to be moving, to be active, so that when I come out of this whole fasting and everything and I start eating well and I can train harder, my body doesn't have that lag, that time delay where I need to spend some time getting used to moving again. First first session 4 o'clock in the morning. Usually just be light cardio to trying to burn out any glycogen we have in the system and to get rid of any energy we have. Second training will be more focused around what I'm doing with mixed martial arts, working on various skills and work on my craft, work on my trade. So that's why training twice a day for me. So on Thursday, it was day 3 of fasting. Everything was going solid, and then I invited the Uso over. Big Marv's, Marvin, call him Big Marv's because he's a big dude. He's 6'7". He's got arms like Inspector Gadget, and he hits like a truck. I mean, I've sparred with a lot of guys, but sparring with Marvin was really fun for me because he hits really hard. And for someone like me, I need to feel challenged, especially with sparring. I don't feel like I learn anything when it's too easy for me in sparring. I can work on, you know, being sharper and movement and stuff like that, but when I'm not challenged, that's just not as fun. And when it's not as fun for me, I don't pay as much attention. You know, sparring with Marvin's bigger than me, he's heavier than me, he hits harder than me, but he's also more skilled than me, at least when it comes to boxing. Marvin is a boxer, he just does boxing, he loves to throw hands, but that's him, he doesn't want to do nothing else. Whereas for me, I'm more into mixed martial arts. I love boxing, I love throwing hands, but to me, mixed martial arts and the UFC and everything, that's where it's at. But so back to the point, he's got all the advantage to begin with, but when he's got more skill than me, that kind of makes everything so much harder. I don't know how much of it was because of sparring, but when I watched the footage back, I started to realize, like, man, I'm really unfit. At least that's how I came through when I think we managed to get about 8 3-minute rounds in. At the start, I was doing pretty good. I was getting my shots in. A lot of good movement, but definitely of the first couple of minutes of every round, that was where I was best. That's where he was best, but because we're just doing boxing and that's his bread and butter, his arm fatigue and shoulder fatigue, it just doesn't exist, even for a big dude. And so as we got later on in the rounds, and as we got into the later rounds, I started getting hit more and more. And I didn't notice that going through it because I was too busy having fun and trying to find ways to put a hit on this beast. But I watched the footage back and I realized, man, I was getting lit up at some points. And at some points I was so tired that I would stand, you know, a meter away from him. His arms are 2 meters long, but I'm only a meter away from him and both my hands is down by my side. And I'm looking at him smiling, and then sure enough I get punched in the face. I love sparring with Us. We always help each other learn, help each other grow. The biggest takeaway for me was that I was lazy with my hands and I was lazy with my movement on the end of an engagement. So I would come in, I would throw my combo, even from throwing my punch, my last punch, bringing my hand back was slow, and he'd tag me there, and then when I think I was coming away safe, he'd still tag me again, which he's really good at. So definite work-ons for me going forward with him is to get in and out, not wait for change, and get in and out and keep them hands up. But I think that will come as I get fitter. And like I said at the start, I'm not sure because I had been fasting for 3 days, but we gave it our best crack. It was good that we did it on the 3rd day of fasting, because right after that, when you do hard sparring and stuff, the next day or the next hour or so afterwards is not really a good time, because especially if you take a lot of hits to the head, you get headaches, you get bruises. Like I got a bit of damage on the face still, and that was now 3 days ago. And after those rounds, from the next day, man, I was nauseous, I was struggling. I think I'd pushed my body too far. I didn't mean to, but that's what happened. But I think it's important to get those hard rounds in just to keep the fire lit under you, paying the price the next day. But fortunately I was able to eat, which I did, and that helped with the nauseous feeling and just a lot of sleeping. I ended up recovering. And I was able to look at the footage the next day and see how many times I got punched. I'm just thinking, man, yeah, it makes sense, makes sense. Third main thing, studying. Look, this video is dragging on way longer than I wanted it to, so I'll keep it real short. I'm studying 3 main things at the moment. 1, my diploma in community services. 2, my passion, UFC, MMA. 3, personal development. Why? Well, because I want to be a better person, I want to be a better fighter, I want to earn more money. That's basically the reasons. How often? Any chance I get. In all my free time, I'm having a look into what people are saying, what people are doing that are in the places that I want to be. Why should you be studying? I didn't really like school, right? I did well, but I wasn't a hard worker in school. I didn't go to class and put my head in the books and all that. I was usually that guy sitting up the front, sleeping in front of the teacher, or making fun in the back. But it doesn't mean you shouldn't work on yourself. Really, you're only shooting yourself in the foot if you're not. Everyone else is getting ahead. And that's pretty much it. It's real simple. Aside from that, I'm also doing a couple little things to try and work on my mental strength, my discipline. One being meditation, the other being yoga, and the last one being cold showers. Now, benefits of those: yoga, obviously it's goes hand in hand with wanting to be functional, and doing mixed martial arts, it's all about movement. So the better you can move, the better you can fight. Meditation is about trying to reach enlightenment, trying to gain clarity, trying to get a better vision of where you want to be for yourself and how you're feeling about your surroundings. Cold showers, I'm doing 2-minute cold showers every day. A lot of people say that there's, research about it increases your endorphins and all this stuff, but basically I'm doing it because it's an uncomfortable thing to do. Nobody wants to get up first thing in the morning and have a nice cold shower. And that's basically why I'm doing it, because it's hard. So I can start my day knowing that I already achieved something that I didn't want to do. Looking at the weekend review, I didn't achieve everything I set out to do, but that's fine. I started something, I got somewhere. Success, I smashed my 3-day fast. I did it easy, didn't even get hungry. Failure, I didn't eat as clean as I wanted to eat. Success, I trained pretty consistent. Failure, I didn't get to train twice a day, every single day. Work-ons, going ahead. Eat better on my days of eating. Stay more consistent with the training. So finally, that wraps this video up. Now, I'm gonna keep uploading every Tuesday on the week, 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. If this is something that you've enjoyed or something that you want to follow and take note of, then be sure to hit that subscribe button and click the little bell so that you get notified when I upload. I know this video has been long. I just had to get a lot of speaking out of the way so that for the next videos I can be more focused and just have a background of how I'm progressing week by week. If anything comes up, I'll be sure to let you guys know. Like I said, I'm making this promise that I'm gonna keep everything honest and truthful, and I'll be updating you as I go through it. Win or lose. Thanks once again for watching. I'ma do me, you guys do you. Peace out.